Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, and we're going to be with you for a full hour today on NBC Sports Philadelphia. It is Smarty Jones Day here at Parx Racing. We have a huge day. There's going to be 6 stakes. Plus, we're going to have national races we're talking about. Lots of action right here at our home track. We do have the 6 big stakes highlighted by the Smarty Jones Stakes. We're also going to have this awesome giveaway.
Ooh.
It's a Smarty Jones cooler bag.
And I can get one of them?
Well, you can, but while supplies last. So this is what. This is what's got, you got to get in your car. As soon as this show's over, come on out, gates will be open.
They will be open. And there's 6 stakes, Dani. How about this? I was looking at all the numbers. These horses combined to win 178 times.
Wow.
And make more than $9.6 million. So, yeah, it's stakes starting early on with the Sal Dabunda Sprint and finishing up with the Smarty Jones Stakes at the end of the card.
It's going to be an awesome day. Now, let's talk about the Smarty Jones Stakes. This is for 3-year-olds. Some you would have seen on that Kentucky Derby trail. And a hometown horse will be making his return, Uncle Heavy, for trainer Butch Reed. He's going to have a little different equipment. What can people see different?
So what they're hoping is to get him back to his form when he won the Withers Stakes, right? Then he ran in the Wood Memorial, not so good, and the Preakness, not good, and the Ohio Derby, not up to the same standard. So that's what they're hoping. Get his attention. The works have been good, hoping Uncle Heavy will come all the way back to his prior form.
Well, let's hear what his trainer has to say. We caught up with Butch Reed on Uncle Heavy.
We're going to add blinkers to him this time, and his last couple breezes with the blinkers on have just been sensational. So it's really picked up his attention a little bit. I think he's going to give a good account of himself. We've always been high on him. We took some shots, and he's actually had some legitimate excuses in the Preakness and in the Ohio Derby. So it'll be good to get him back here in his familiar territory over a tracking we know that he likes and handles very well. Any
cool horses the fans should look out for that you have coming up that will be running in the upcoming stakes?
Well, actually, another horse we made a change with, Maximus Meridius, will be running on the same day in the Sal Dabunda, I believe it's called, the 3-year-old sprint race. And we made the ultimate change with him. We've castrated him, and he's been another one, but a different horse, and he'll be that day. And we got a bunch for the PA Bred Day too. So I think we'll probably be running close to 12 or 13 horses over that weekend, so it should be exciting.
Well, the barn will be rocking and rolling. We can't wait to see that name, Robert Reed, get that win. Good luck.
Okay, I hope you're right, but we'll have some fun, and it's great to do it in front of the home crowd, too.
Well, a big day for the LC Racing and Milan Racing guys with Uncle Heavy. We'll be rooting for them, but that's not the only hometown horse.
Yep.
Lou Linder is going to send out a pair. The Proven Just Step on It and Atrocious. He's a maiden still.
Yeah, Just Step on It was a pretty good 4th, I thought, behind the division leader Dornock in the Haskell. I think he's okay. His number was the best he's gotten. He got a 90 buyer. Now, Atrocious is a recent purchase, just turned over to Lou. This horse cost $500,000 at the sales, Dani, and is out of $1 million mare by Go Zapper. So there's something there, but it just hasn't happened on the track yet, as you said, 0-for-7. So we shall see if Lou can figure out the whole card for Atrocious.
Yeah, you'll see he has a famous mom too, 50 Shades of Hay, that Bob Baffert trained. So hopefully Atrocious can put it together. We did talk to trainer Lou Linder on his 2 contenders. Get ready for a big day, Smarty Jones Day. You have 2 in the big stakes race. Just Step on It, who's a proven horse, and Atrocious, who's still a maiden. Let's talk about your 2 horses.
Well, Just Step on It run real big in the Haskell, so he deserves a shot here. And Atrocious, because of the short field, we took a shot with him. He's been knocking on the door in his maiden races, so we'll see if we can get a piece of it.
Well, your barn's certainly been rocking and rolling. How much does that mean coming into a big race day when you have so much momentum?
Coming off the break into this, it's really big. At least for my brain, it's big, to get a good start for the second half of the year. So, yeah, it means a lot.
Let's talk about their running styles. Just Step on It. Him and Atrocious, do they have complementary running styles? Where would you like to see them? It's going to be a short field.
I'd like to see Just Step on It with the leaders or just off, and Atrocious sitting behind them and see if he can pick up the pieces late.
Good luck to all the contenders in the Smarty Jones. But right now, the focus is on the reason why we even have this day. Smarty Jones, the man.
No question, he was the man and is the man still 20 years later at this racetrack. And there's a big push to get him in front of the Hall of Fame committee, get him on the ballot for the first time. And Bob Hutt, president of the PTHA, will actually be out here Monday talking to a lot of folks, explaining what's behind all of that. And one of the cool things that Jeff Maddie and the other PTHA people are doing, they've gotten behind this documentary that Tom Farrell, Matt Halley, and the workshop people have done that they're in the process of putting together. And here's a trailer on the Smarty Jones documentary.
Right after 9/11, people were feeling pretty down, and we were looking for something to grasp onto.
You want to feel part of something, and you felt like you were part of the story.
You think of a sports hero being a football player, basketball player, but this horse is a lot of people's hero.
Turns for home, and undefeated Smarty Jones comes wide off the turn. Smarty Jones has done it. Limehouse was second.
You basically had the equivalent of a AAA baseball team playing in the World Series. Wait a second, what is this horse from then Philadelphia Park doing?
It's the first time a Philly Park horse with a Philly jockey and a Philly trainer. We did it. We won.
Smarty! Smarty! We love you, Smarty!
I think Chappie's health and age had a lot to do with it.
It's been a real pick-me-up, as he said. It could be his last hurrah, and probably will be our last hurrah.
People have a tendency to not really pay attention unless something really jumps out at them and makes them pay attention. And I think Smarty made people pay attention.
Second on the inside. He's going to win by a colossal margin. Smarty Jones. He wins the Preakness by a dozen lengths. He remains undefeated, and it's on to Belmont.
I've been riding 20 years, and I've never had a horse like this. This is, you dream about having a chance to win the Triple Crown.
I haven't watched a race in 19 3/4 years.
Birdstone surges past. Birdstone wins the Belmont Stakes. Smarty Jones.
We have people come from all over the United States. I mean, there was somebody here from Alaska the other day. Actually, I had a gentleman from Japan come through here. We've had people come in there and walk up to the front of his stall and just start crying. You know, we never dreamt we'd have a horse like him here. Things happen for a reason, right, champ? Yeah. Smarty Jones was the ultimate dream for all the dreamers, if you will, in the thoroughbred business. It's what keeps the small people having hope that they can get to a place that Smarty took Mrs. Chapman. We don't take him for granted, that's for sure. We treasure every day with a horse like this because you never know how long you're gonna have them, you know. Whether they're young or old, you just never know how long they're gonna be with you.
20 years later, people are still talking about it. It's amazing.
Maybe he's just one of one, it won't ever happen again, but the good news is it did happen and we still have great memories from that time.
And we'll have more on Smarty Jones later in the show. We are going to go to our first break, but we come back with some exciting races from Parx. We're going to head up to Saratoga for the Alabama, all coming up after this break.
Chatalis has been there throughout. Candied revving up on the outside, coming to her.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parx Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. Let's get into some local racing right here at Parx. It was Monday's 9th race. Post-time favorite is for Ed Coletti. I Don't See Colors. Would like to know where that name came from.
Yeah, slight favorite. John Finelli, Long Ball Stables, owned his horse. And it's interesting, Danny, he also Smokin' Holiday was 7-5, but just slightly more money on I Don't See Colors. And it's interesting because the players not only understood the race, watch how it plays out. They got it exactly right.
Smokin' Holiday sticks his nose in front. I Don't See Colors in the yellow blinkers counters. They're now well clear of the rest of the field. After that alert beginning, Mr. Sandman, Disturbed, and Swing Oil, the early trailer. As they head down the backstretch, a half-mile left to go. Battle on the front end. Smokin' Holiday and I Don't See Colors, those two exchanging blows. 22-2 for the opening quarter. And it's I Don't See Colors who sticks his neck in front. Smokin' Holiday trying to counter, just a neck behind Mr. Sandman. He's back to third. Then it's Disturbed, Swing Oil under a drive, and not really responding as they go into the far turn. It is still I Don't See Colors and Smokin' Holiday, those two exchanging blows every step of the way. 45-4 for the half. On the inside, I Don't See Colors. On the outside, I Don't See Colors. It is Smokin' Holiday on the inside. Mr. Sandman grinding down the center of the track. Smokin' Holiday sticks his nose in front. All the while, Mr. Sandman making up some ground in between horses. I Don't See Colors now has a narrow advantage. A 16th left to go. I Don't See Colors. Smokin' Holiday comes back at him. Mr. Sandman gaining anyone's race at this point. Smokin' Holiday, I Don't See Colors. Those two hit the wire together.
Smokin' Holiday, he wanted that win, but it was a ding-dong to the wire. Smokin' Holiday did get the win with Gabriel Maldonado. That is an apprentice rider that's been riding here a lot for Lou Linder. He has a lot of faith in him, and you could see why.
Yeah, no doubt. It was basically a match race. It was just a question of who's going to get their head down first, and it was Smokin' Holiday.
Well, we always like when the 2-year-olds are on the track. It's an exciting time. We're going to take a look at Monday's 6th race. A maiden special weight for 2-year-olds going a tricky distance to 7 furlongs. Some of them on the track for the first time. And our favorite is the number 2, Analog Jones.
Yeah, and you look really good the first time for Butch Reed. But Butch Reed has another horse in here, Danny. Keep an eye on that one, too.
He does. But our second choice favorite is for Freddie Velasquez, arch competitor. And Christopher Elliott's aboard.
My man, Chris Elliott.
Well, here's the call of Monday's 6th race, the 2-year-olds.
Mathis Mischief, he has a clear-cut lead, a wall of horses chasing in second, tugging on the reins. Colonel Bob, he's eager to take that second position as they head down the backstretch. 23-1, the opening quarter. Mathis Mischief now 3/4 of a length over Colonel Bob, who's still eager, tugging on the reins. Then it's Curious Soul moving up the rail. Gun Trader in between horses, Play the Gray. On the outside, arch competitor Analog Jones is getting in gear, coming up the rail, looking for some room. The tire man in tight. Now at the back, 21 Kid. Mavis Mischief. Colonel Bob inches closer. He's just a nose behind, and he now assumes the lead. They go through the far turn, 47-1 for the half. Colonel Bob could wait no longer. He has the lead. Analog Jones continuing to make up ground smartly. He's in second and giving chase. Running a big race also is Gun Trader. They go around the turn, hit the top of the stretch. Colonel Bob, Analog Jones in gear down the center of the track, finding some room. The tire man, he's making up some ground as well, but they're trying to reel in Colonel Bob. What a debut from him. He's opening up comfortably. A 16th left to go, and Colonel Bob and Michael Sanchez, they are putting on a show. It's a 1-2 punch for Butch Reed.
Well, a 1-2 finish for trainer Butch Reed with Colonel Bob getting the win. First time for this sire, Yorktown, who is actually by Spitestown and has some interesting breeding.
Does indeed, Danny. This was an impressive win. As you said, Butch ran 1-2, and I'm thinking, you know, I know this mare, this Honorville. So I looked her up, and of course she was training. I'm looking right at the great Hall of Famer Ron Glorioso right here in the Hall of Fame. And she had a number of pretty good foals, including obviously this one, but her best was a 2-year-old filly named Kate the Great, who Ronnie had told me before she ever ran, this is the best horse I've ever had. Broke her maiden out here by 7 at 18-1. I might have bet some money that day. Unfortunately, she got injured right after that, never had a potential, but it's cool that Colonel Bob is out there representing not only Butch and his owner, but the great late Ronnie G.
Oh, the owners were so excited. Housefrau Racing, a new ownership for Butch Reed. Excited to see what Colonel Bob does next. Well, let's go up to Saratoga for the 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 1 Alabama, $600,000. And no Torpedo Anna, but Candide is our post-time favorite.
Yeah, the happiest trainers and owners in this race were the fact that they saw Torpedo Anna working in the morning for the Travers and wasn't going to run in this race. Look, Candide is a really good filly in her own right. She did try Torpedo Anna and the CC Oaks, no competition, but other than that, she's been solid in every start.
You had to love the story of our second choice, Just Basking. Small ownership, small breeding group. This was their dream, not to get in the Kentucky Oaks, to get in the Alabama, and that they did.
Yeah, they did indeed. Won the Iowa Oaks, looked good doing it. It's going to come from way back, needs a pace in front of her. We'll see what she gets.
Well, let's see what the ladies do. Here's the call to Grade 1 Alabama.
Frankie Dettori with the pedal to the metal on Chatalis. Leads it by 3 lengths. In second is Miss Justify as they swing on to the backstretch, and Intricate is down at the rail in third. Neon Icon right next to America's Vow. They're side by side, and 2 lengths in front of Candide, who is biding her time, 7 lengths off the lead. Another 2 back to Power Squeeze, who's 4 in front of Just Basking. The half in 47 seconds flat. It's Chatalis bounding along on the front end. 2-length lead on Miss Justify, who's trying to get closer in second. Intricate continues to hug the rail in third. She's followed by America's Vow, Neon Icon, Manny Franco, and Candide. Now there goes Candide on the outside. She's making her move, coming to the 3/8 pole. Within 4 lengths of the lead, she's coming widest of all, passing horses 1 by 1. Power Squeeze has 7 to make up, and at the back, Just Basking. 3/4 in 1:11 4/5 seconds. They're a 1/4 of a mile from home. Chatalis has been there throughout. Candide revving up on the outside, coming to her, and Chatalis just drifted out, bumping with Miss Justify. Miss Justify and Candide are head and head coming to the 8th pole, and Power Squeeze is finishing with a flourish in the middle of the track. Outside of her, Just Basking. It's Candide, Power Squeeze. Candide head and head with Power Squeeze. Power Squeeze on the outside, and Candide in an absolute ding-dong battle. Photo finish.
Power Squeeze. She didn't have Torpedo Anik to contend with. She did have Candide all the way to the wire, but she won the bob.
No, it was a great finish. It was interesting, Danny. This filly's won 6 in a row without Torpedo Anna in the race. It's really good. And the trainer, George Delgado, had just a heartbreaking time at Saratoga last year. Remember, the horse he had looked like it was all set to win the Alan Jerkins horse, got injured. And this one, to come back a year later and win the Grade 1 Alabama, you could tell how emotional it was. One of the first things he said afterwards, we'll see you next at Parx on September 21st. Power Squeeze coming to the Cotillion.
Oh, we certainly can't wait, and we hope to see Torpedo Anna as well. That will be such a great showdown. Well, let's go to the Jersey Shore. It's the Grade 3 Philip Island Stakes at Monmouth Park, a mile and a 16th, and we have a California shipper, Subsanador.
Yeah, you don't see Richard Mandel and Mike Smith that often coming east, but when they do, they generally mean business.
And there's a horse that our Parks fans know, Ir Miracolo, and he won big here before in the Smarty Jones Stakes, actually.
Yeah, a year ago he won the Smarty Jones. Actually finished pretty good third with Michael Sanchez, the Saudi Crown and the PA Derby. He's a good horse.
He really is. Well, here's track announcer Matt Ditterman, the Philip Island Stakes.
Ever So Mischievous in the 2-path has the lead here, along with Il Miracolo off that freshening of 3 months. Pretty keen and fresh and wants to get after Ever So Mischievous, who approaches the backstretch run in front with Il Miracolo pestering him from the outside. Gap of 2.5 lengths to Cozares in third. And there's Subsanador, Mike Smith in the red cap, within 4 lengths of the lead in the 4th position. 2.5 lengths clear of Instant Coffee and Anti-Gravity. Good solid tempo in the rain with a half mile to to go. Ever So Mischievous inside. Il Miracolo outside. They're locked in battle approaching the turn. Gap of a length and 3/4 to Kozaris. Subsanador still in the 4th position. Gets the reins shaken at him to get going and begins a move. Subsanador has that head stuck out. He's ready to roll. And Subsanador going by the top pair approaching the quarter pole. Ever So Mischievous calls it a day, is plummeted back to 3rd. Il Miracolo is shocked as Subsanador just ran right by him. And Subsanador coming off the turn leads by 2. Now Il Miracolo on the outside attempts a rebid, switches out and comes with a run. Subsanador in front. Il Miracolo second trying. Subsanador 16th to go. A length and a half lead, and Subsanador picks up his first United States win.
Wow, Subsanador and jockey Mike Smith sitting in the garden spot, just going at their own pace. And when Mike gave the cue, he took off.
Yeah, it was basically a 2-horse race in a stretch. Subsanador won it in the end. 102 Buyer. Il Miracolo ran very well. The rest of the field was way back, like 15 lengths back. I think he's going to go to that new California Crown race maybe to try to get ready for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Subsanador, boy, that's going to be a heck of a race. There's horses coming from all around the world for this year. Now the $7 million BC Classic. And I'll give you a horse to consider. Never been on the dirt. I just watched him the other day. City of Troy is coming to run against the boys on the dirt for Aidan O'Brien, and they are coming with one of the best horses in the world.
Well, I have a lot of faith in them. Well, we're going to go to another break, but you don't want to miss this. Stuart Elliott when we come back, plus much more on Let's Go Racing.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Funny Man JB Smoove on Saturday, September 14th, plus Straight No Chaser on Friday, October 18th. Don't miss these 2 exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
The biggest day of the year at Presque Isle Downs is even better. Friday, September 20th, along with Parx Racing and their great card to the following day, Presque Isle has 2 new wagers, each with a 15% takeout. The Keystone Daily Double combines the Grade 2 Presque Isle Masters with a Grade 1 PA Derby at Parx. The Pennsylvania Pick 4 has a mile in the Masters at Presque Isle, plus the PA Derby and the Grade 1 Cotillion from Parx. Friday, September 20th, first post at 4 p.m.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. Well, Smarty Jones didn't do it by himself. He had jockey Stuart Elliott on his back, and we caught up with him at Parx recently.
Yeah, he was here to watch his son Chris, who's an really good young apprentice rider, ride here at Parx. He's riding regularly at Monmouth, and I'm sure we're going to see him here. And watch the first turn of the Kentucky Derby in 2004. If you don't think a jockey matters, Stuart Elliott made the move that put Smarty Jones in position to win the race. And here's my conversation with Stu. Here with Stuart Elliott. It's been 10 years, Stu, since you've been back here. How the name changed since you've been here the last time?
Yeah, 10 years. It's been, it goes by fast.
Memories now. We're all doing it all year long. 20 years, Smarty Jones. I know you're back here taping something for the documentary. What goes through your mind when you think back to those days and now you're here back at the track?
It's something else to come back here. You know, it's been 10 years. And just, you know, it brings back the memories. You meet everybody, you know, you run into, it's been 10 years since you've seen them, you know, John, everybody, you know. But, yeah, it's pretty special.
When you watch the Derby every year, what goes through your mind as you're watching that race?
Well, I can tell you this. The very next year when I watched it, it really made me appreciate, you know, winning that race because not just for, you know, having the horse and the opportunity and everything to get there to win the race, but how hard it is to win. You know, the best horse doesn't have to win that race. So many things can happen. If you don't get the right trip, a little problem, it's over. So it really made me appreciate it.
For the people that don't get it, how good was Smarty Jones?
Oh, he was great. You know, he was great. He knew his job, he loved his job, and he was very good at it.
And for you, Stuart, you're still winning meet titles. I mean, your numbers just keep going up and up. What makes you keep going out there and riding?
Well, you know, people ask me, and I say, man, when should I retire? But I guess, you know, the way things are now, my weight is good. I feel good. I feel like I ride good. My business is good. So until things change, we'll just, you know, go from there.
And when you come back here and see John Service, see Pete Van Trump, see all the people, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's special. This is where, you know, this was where my mom and dad raced here. This is where I was as a kid. And John and all my friends, you know, it's unbelievable.
Can we get you back to finish your career? We'd love to see you come back sometime.
Hey, one thing about this business, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's really cool to see you reunite with Stuart Elliott. Of course, I got to meet him for the first time, and how fun it's been to have his son here riding, and what a talent he's going to be.
He really is a talent. If you watch him, he's very, very smooth. You can tell he was taught by one of the best.
Absolutely. Well, our PTHA president, Bob Hutt, has been at the forefront of this big push with Smarty Jones.
He has been, and I got a chance to catch up with Bob to talk about this push to get Smarty Jones in front of the Hall of Fame committee and hopefully get him on the ballot.
As a fan of racing, it's hard to believe it was 20 years ago that Smarty Jones took us all in Philadelphia, the birthplace of America, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, the birthplace of the underdog, Rocky, where there's a statue in front of Town Hall, and then there was Smarty Jones, a horse born from humble beginnings, who wasn't born to be a champion, almost died before his first race when he fractured his head, and somehow rose above it to impressively win his maiden and then take 7 consecutive stake races leading up to the Test of Champions, the Belmont Stakes. In winning the Kentucky Derby, he had higher buyers, speed figures than Triple Crown winners Justified, American Pharaoh. In the Preakness, I don't think too many people know this, but he may have run the fastest speed figure on the Ragozin sheets, which the professional handicappers use in all of history. I think it was a -3.5 or something like that. He ran a buyer of 118, which is the highest buyer in the 21st century. No horse has ever run faster. He was also the second undefeated champion to come into the Belmont Stakes. Seattle Slew did that in 1977. And then there was Smarty.
Yeah, I really want to thank Bob Hutt, our PTHA president, for, you know, taking the wheel at this, because it is so important not only to him, but all of us and everyone here at Parx.
Yeah, look, nobody at this racetrack will forget 20 years ago what Smarty Jones did. And look, I was here when the Governor Rendell signed the slots bill, and he told me and everybody else Smarty Jones was the reason it happened.
Well, thank you to Smarty. Hopefully we get him his due. We're going to head to another break, but you don't want to go anywhere, because we're going to talk about the Catherine Sophia Stakes and more races from Parx, all on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Well, Smarty Jones Stakes isn't the only fun on the day. We're talking about the Catherine Sophia Stakes. She was a really important filly here at Parx. She won the Kentucky Oaks for trainer John Service. She's one of the 6 stakes races. It's going to be race 8 on the card.
Yeah, cool race. Gunsong, the Black Eyed Susan winner for Mark Hennig will be here. Impel was entered now last night at Charlestown for Brad Cox. We think she's coming here, 3rd in the Indiana Oaks. Locally, Pure Lure for Michael Moore. Good race, and I wrote about all of this on letsgoracingparks.com this week, and all these races are preps for the PA Derby Day. Obviously, this is the prep for the Gazillion.
Yeah, and you see me holding this bag because they're going to be giving it out while supplies last.
I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, you take that one right now. Put your snacks in it for when you do your contest. But let's talk about the hometown horse, Pure Lure, for trainer Michael Moore. He's obviously going to be up in Saratoga with Twisted Ride, but he's going to have a big presence here.
Right. For the people that don't know, Twisted Ride is entered in the 4-go today with Kendrick Carmouche trying to win a Grade 1. Was 3rd in a Grade 1 up there recently. Pure Lure, 3 wins in the last 4 starts. Solid filly. The question is, can she get to the number that it's going to take to win this race? And I'm sure Mike is looking forward to a huge day today.
Well, let's see what Mike Moore has to say. We caught up with him.
Pure Lure coming off 2 straight wins, allowance wins. Why the Catherine Sophia?
It's a straight through filly race. It's at Parx. She won for, first time around 2 turns last time. Definitely the toughest race she's going to face will be this one. She's going against a bunch of stakes caliber fillies. So we figured take a shot while it's at our home track.
How's she been training?
Doing good. She worked real good last week. So, we hope she runs well.
What kind of running style does she have?
She's usually 4ly placed. I mean, if you look at this race, it doesn't look like there's a ton of speed in there. So I think she'll be up front. It may be in front, but close.
Well, let's get to some more local racing at Parx. We're going to take a look at Wednesday's 8th race, 6.5 furlongs, $50,000 is the purse, and Bartlett, the PA bred for John Service, is our post-time favorite.
John Service and PA breds. Didn't he have a good PA bred back in the day? Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. Smarty Jones.
And a horse I really am a fan of, Talkin' Pharaoh, really good claim out of New York, is second choice. Ernesto Padilla Preciado, who is having a breakout year right behind Ness in the standings, second choice.
Yeah, closing on 50 wins for the year, as you said, second in the standings. Cheeto having himself a year.
He is. Here's the call, Wednesday's 8th race.
Bartlett goes right to the front, tracking in second. Talkin' Pharaoh, then it's Mask Patrol to his inside. Must Be Love in the red. Capital Conquest, then it's back to My Devil's Child, and Only God Can Judge Me. Bartlett throws down the gauntlet early. He has 3/4 of a length. Talkin' Pharaoh on his outside, puts the pressure on. It's Bartlett, Talkin' Pharaoh, a ways back to Must Be Love to his outside. Mask Patrol, he's back to 4th, and it's Capital Conquest. He's in 5th. Long gap back. My Devil's Child and Only God Can Judge Me at the back as they go through an opening quarter, 21-4, a snappy opening quarter. They head into the far turn. Bartlett, pressure to the outside. Talkin' Pharaoh will not let him get a breather. We're going to see what Bartlett's made of today. On the outside, Talkin' Pharaoh comes up to challenge him. Those two go through the far turn. Way back in 3rd, Must Be Love, Capital Conquest, Mask Patrol, and a long way back to My Devil's Child, Only God Can Judge Me. Bartlett fighting on gamely. Talkin' Pharaoh sticks his nose in front. Those two in a battle every step of the way. Bartlett is resolute on the inside. Talkin' Pharaoh can't quite put him away just yet. Must Be Love down the center of the track. Capital Conquest coming up the rail. Anyone's race. 4 across the track. On the outside, Must Be Love. Capital Conquest trying to get him. A 16th left to go. And Must Be Love and Michael Sanchez sat just off the pace and pounced.
Well, Michael Sanchez had to be laughing the whole way, which he said he really did have a big green. Talkin' Pharaoh and Bartlett threw down impossible fractions, so Must Be Love was able to just sit off that and fly on by.
The dream set up, and not only that, you get Ness and Sanchez who are dominating the standings in the trainers and jockeys races, and there is no race. It's over.
And what's cool about this horse, he used to be one of those horses up on the pace, but now he's matured. He's able to sit back a little bit and make a big run like that.
Yeah, sometimes when you actually get a little older, you lose some of that speed. It turns out to be a good thing.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to race 9. Now, this was a race that was carded for the turf. It did come off, but it's still very competitive. An allowance optional claiming $40,000. A few in for that tag. $52,000 is the purse. A mile and 70 yards is the distance. Tuskegee Airman, a horse that we heard of often before as our
Yeah,
favorite.
I mean, he was awesome in his first couple of starts, Danny, back in 2022, and he's never quite lived up to that promise. Just off a long layoff of more than a year, came back, ran pretty good second at Delaware Park.
Yeah, a really competitive race too. I mean, Rock on Luke, he's coming back. He's won the Michael Bellezzi Stakes before in Eloquist, so a good race. Let's see what happens in Wednesday's race 9.
Rock on Luke shows them the way. Laytown, Tuskegee Airmen, Mr. Hustle fourth, flanked by his stablemate. Time to Cruise through an opening quarter of 23-2. They go down the backstretch, and Rock on Luke continues to lead the way. Laytown tracking, moving up in between horses. There's Tuskegee Airmen flanked by Mr. Hustle. Those two in tandem. Time to Cruise is in 5th. Eloquist coasting along. He's 6th. And at the back, Rich's Way. They go down the backstretch. Half mile left to go the half. 47-4. Rock on Luke. Laytown upping the pressure to his outside, moving a little bit closer. Mr. Hustle in between horses. Tuskegee Airmen in on the rail. Time to Cruise. He's in 5th. Eloquist looking for a little bit of room. He's getting in his best stride. And at the back still Rich's Way. Laytown has taken command. Rock on Luke is dropping right on out of it. And the stablemates are both coming for Laytown on the outside. Time to Cruise in between horses. Mr. Hustle, their foreboding presence as they go around the far turn. On the inside, Laytown is game. Mr. Hustle has some momentum to the outside. Time to Cruise. Mr. Hustle has the lead. Eloquist still looking for some room in between horses. It's Mr. Hustle on the outside. Time to Cruise. Eloquist weaving his way. Laytown running a big race. It is Mr. Hustle. Rich's Way is getting in gear late, but he has a lot of work to do. A 16th left to go. They're not catching him today. Mr. Hustle and Michael Sanchez home free.
Well, we see a repeat of the connections. Jockey Michael Sanchez and trainer Jamie Ness with Mr. Hustle. And Mr. Hustle just had a beautiful trip. And I heard Michael telling Jamie, I could have took the lead at any time. Just toying with him, really.
Yeah, just really toyed with him for sure. And, look, Michael's right up there among the best in the country this year for wins, and obviously Jamie Ness having himself another ridiculous year.
Well, it's really fun because I walk back with the jockeys and I get to really hear the whole layout of the race, and he said that's what makes the difference, knowing where to be on the track.
No question.
If a horse likes kickback, just all of that really factors in, and he's really turning into a top rider.
Yeah, the most prepared jockeys are the ones that win. You got to have a horse, obviously, and the most prepared jockey in the country right now is Flavien Prat. He does it in every race. Watch him. He's a genius.
He is my favorite. Well, talking about Jockey of the Week, here is this week's Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare. Congratulations to jockey Abner Adorno, our Jockey of the Week. Coming back after a fall, he had an incredible 3-win week and a beautiful ride on Miss Cinnamon, who fought back to get the win. Our Jockey of the Week is sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Congratulations, Abner Adorno. This week's Trainer of the Week is sponsored by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The PTHA proudly partners with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to bring you our Trainer of the Week, Lou Linder. 7 horses all came in the money with 4 wins. A great week for the Linder team. Congratulations to our Trainer of the Week, Lou Linder. Congratulations to both our Jockey and Trainer of the Week. We're going to head to another break, but when we come back, more on Smarty Jones from 2004 coming up.
He's a happy horse today. Yep, I'm telling you.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss the hilarious Steve Trevino on Saturday, November 23rd, plus funny lady Kathleen Madigan on Saturday, December 7th. Don't miss these 2 exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, let's go back in time to 2004. Smarty Jones just won the Kentucky Derby. Philadelphia is a buzz. Our very own Bruce Casella was there reporting. What was the scene like?
It was wild. I mean, the night he came back was wild, and then the preparation for the Preakness. And I kept asking John Sires, when are you going to work this horse? He said, I'm not working this horse. This horse is ready. Bruce, of course, was right there with his camera and the whole time. And here's a feature on Smarty Jones just before the Preakness Stakes.
Smarty Jones could not be training any better.
He's a happy horse today. Yep, I'm telling you.
Yesterday he was just a little miserable.
He needs to go with the pony for a couple of days. Keep him happy, you know?
Yeah.
A happy horse is a winning horse. At least that's the plan, as the Kentucky Derby winner hopes to remain undefeated when he takes on his rival Saturday at Pimlico.
Soundness-wise, he's doing real good, knock on wood. And, you know, he's eating real well. He seems to be happy. I think more than anything right now, after another day with the pony, I think he's going to be a little aggravated with me, but he'll get over it.
Oh, big horse. Oh, big horse.
Today, Smarty schooled in the gate, and the 3-year-old learned his lessons well.
He backed up to the gate, walked in the gate, come out and galloped around with the pony. He was real happy. He was just good today.
To win big races like the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes, it takes everything to go right.
We pray that he'll do his best in the coming weeks.
Philadelphia Park chaplain Jack Cordell is a Smarty Jones fan as well, and he's calling on a higher power to help Smarty do his best on Saturday.
He keeps pushing his pony down in the rail.
If there were ever a horse ready to run his next race, it's Smarty Jones. The Kentucky Derby winner galloped with a pony aside him this morning as trainer John Service tries to keep Smarty wanting more.
If he was racing in 3 weeks, I probably wouldn't even have hooked him up with the pony today. But the fact that it's right back in 2 weeks, you know, I want him where he's ready to beat somebody up. That's what I want.
And what does jockey Stu Elliott want? Well, he wants a little racing luck right from the gate.
It's important to get out of there in good shape and to get good position right away, especially, you know, if the track's playing where usually on, you know, Preakness Day the track is fast and usually it's kind of speed biased. So that's important, to get out of there and get position.
Smarty, you look great with black-eyed Susans on you.
On Sunday, the 3-year-old got a visit from Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell and his family. The governor is hoping the Smarty sensation will help horse racing and his slot machine agenda.
It focuses attention on one of the major reasons why we need to pass expanded gaming, and that's the equine industry. 20,000 direct jobs and other 15,000 indirect jobs depend on this great sport. And we can't let it vanish in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has one of the proudest traditions, other than Kentucky, of thoroughbred racing, and we need to keep it. It's an important economic generator, generates almost $150 million a year for the Commonwealth.
Amazing what winning the Kentucky Derby will do for an industry and for the owner's wallet. When Smarty Jones won the Kentucky Derby, owner Roy Chapman won an additional $5 million as part of a bonus issued by Oaklawn Park. It is the largest single payday ever in thoroughbred racing history. Today, Oaklawn Park presented the check.
We're going to help some cause. We have not made our mind up yet what it's going to be, but we're going to help somebody out. So, but more important than the money, I think it's really helped racing, and that's important.
Smarty Jones will gallop the next 2 days at Philadelphia Park before heading to Pimlico on Wednesday night.
Thanks, Bruce. So cool to be right there alongside it. And a lot of those players are still right here working at Parx Racing. And then next was the Preakness Stakes.
Yeah, the Preakness Stakes, third Saturday in May, gigantic crowd. Most of Philadelphia was down there. It wasn't a hard trip to get down to Baltimore. And my good buddy Dave Rodman's calling this. I've known Dave forever. Here's the track announcer from Maryland, Dave Rodman, with the 2004 Preakness.
Here is Smarty Jones running right there, the second spot with a half mile left to go. Song of the Sword is coming under pressure, followed by Sir Shackleton, and Smarty Jones takes that invitation on the inside of Lionheart at the 3/8 pole. Lionheart leads the way. Smarty Jones can pass on left at the 5/16 marker. And now Rock Hard 10 is third, Imperialism in fourth. Sir Shackleton, Eddington is next in Borrego, and the stage is set at the quarter pole, and Smarty Jones has taken over and comes roaring into the Pimlico home stretch and opens up 3 lengths. Lionheart second, Rock Hard 10 is third, Imperialism is toiling in fourth with a furlong to go. The Pimlico home stretch belongs to Smarty Jones. Will the Triple Crown belong to Smarty Jones? There they are, Stuart Elliott the jockey, Smarty Jones, he's perfect, a picture of perfection, and he dominates to win by 10.
So, Danny, what was so impressive about that, they've run the Preakness 149 times, 150 next May. Largest margin in the history of the Preakness. Think about all the horses that have won the Preakness. Smarty Jones won by more than any of them.
Well, and his popularity was so great at that time. Songs were coming in right and left, and the Chapmans did choose the song by Rocco Gabriella and our own Bobby Martell called The Legend of Smarty Jones. Here it is.
Since the day he was bred, all they ever said was Smarty Jones, Smarty Jones. This Cody made some dough by winning 6 in a row. John Service said to Stewie, just sit and let him roll. There was a roar from the crowd. You couldn't hear a sound, so they laid their money down. Now they're looking for the crown. Smarty Jones, ooh, yeah. Smarty Jones, yeah, yeah. Since the day he was bred, all they ever said was Smarty Jones.
And of course, more on Smarty, where he is now later in the show. We have another Turning for Home family photo to share with you. Meet PA-bred special permit trained by the great New England trainer Ron Dandy. This son of Brody's Cause was never a winner on the track, but enjoying his quiet life with his adopter Danielle. Not me. I have enough of my own horses.
Not Danielle Montgomery, neither of the Danielle.
No,
right. This
Danielle lives in Georgia, and they're going to hit the show ring in the fall, and he loves his cookies. What can you say? I like ice cream. He likes cookies. We're going to go to another break, but we're going to go see Smarty Jones out at Equistar when we come back.
The biggest day of the year at Presque Isle Downs is even better. Friday, September 20th, along with Parx Racing and their great card to the following day, Presque Isle has 2 new wagers, each with a 15% takeout. The Keystone Daily Double combines the Grade 2 Presque Isle Masters with a Grade 1 PA Derby at Parx. The Pennsylvania Pick 4 has a mile in the Masters at Presque Isle, plus the PA Derby and the Grade 1 Cotillion from Parx. Friday, September 20th, first post at 4 p.m.
The PA Horse Breeders Association has a remarkable story to tell. North America's most lucrative awards program also produces Grade 1 winners year after year. Of all the great PA breds, none is more well-known, more iconic than Smarty Jones. We salute Smarty on the 20th anniversary of his wins in the first 2 jewels of the 2004 Triple Crown, at the time becoming only the 3rd ever undefeated Preakness champ.
Welcome back, everybody, to our hour-long special today on Let's Go Racing. While Smarty Jones, not only did he have such accomplishment on the racetrack, he is still out and breeding and doing well at Annville, Pennsylvania at Equistar with farm manager Rodney Eckenberg.
Yeah, Rodney's good people. Pat Chapman, when she decided to bring Smarty back to Pennsylvania, was looking for the right place, the right guy. This is the right spot, and here's more with our man Rodney.
You know what? Smarty's amazing. I mean, what can we say about Smarty Jones that people don't already know? I mean, we have people come here every year, all throughout the year, and we've had people walk up to his stall and just start crying. They're so emotional that they get to share and be in his presence. And he's the dream. You know, Chapman's watched that horse from embryo on the screen to the baby frolicking in the paddock, to the horse that went to training, that took him to the biggest stage on the racing world. I mean, it was just the ultimate dream, and we're just so blessed to be a part of that. You know, the fact that Smarty Jones wound up here is nothing I would have ever dreamt of. He's just such a unique horse, and you know, he's a good friend is what he is. And we get along good. I really enjoy that horse, and we get along good.
Thank you, Rodney. And he is still popular as ever. That is Smarty Jones. He actually has a vodka that's being made after him.
A vodka?
Yeah, so check this out. There's a distillery, City Distillery, that's making a vodka, and Bruce Casella went out there to see how it's made and the whole process.
It's fantastic. The PHPA got together with the PTHA and Jeff Matty, and we said it is the 20th anniversary of Smarty Jones winning the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. So we wanted to do something special. We got in touch with our buddy Jamie Wormuth, who is part owner of City Distilling, and we put together a couple labels. We had a great time putting the vodka in the bottles and putting the labels on.
What we do is we filter, we distill it, and then we cut it down, we make it into our 80 proof. With that, it goes into a tote. It goes through another filtration process. After that's done, we run it through, we bottle it, we label it, and then we heat seal it.
Not just any vodka. This is high quality vodka. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's made by corn. We're a corn base. It's smooth. It's probably one of the smoothest vodkas you get out there. We actually have a saying, 80 proof, 100% truth. Everything is made right here and done by hand by the partners themselves.
Now, you guys are taking on a big project. Smarty Jones, 20th anniversary of Smarty in the Triple Crown. That must be an exciting endeavor.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel so proud to be doing this. It's a big part of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and us being a local distillery, it's an honor to be able to do this for them. Let's get them into the Hall of Fame. That's the goal here.
Can't wait, Bruce. You know, it's been the 20th anniversary. We have the Smarty Jones baseball jerseys. We have the Smarty Jones hats. Now we have vodka. It's just everything Smarty Jones. Could not pick a better year, could not pick a better horse, and could not pick better people to celebrate than Mrs. Chapman, the Chapman family, John Service, all of us here at Parx. Extremely excited. Couple weeks away from the Pennsylvania Derby, so it's already a big enthusiasm in the air, but this just adds to it, and we could not be more excited.
Pretty cool stuff. Smarty Jones vodka, you gotta love it. Hopefully we'll get ourselves a bottle and share with our viewers.
I think it's perfectly reasonable that we would get a bottle of it.
Well, let's go to best of the rest. Let's talk about this week's PTHA Trophy race. It was Tuesday's third race, and they're gonna go a mile and 70 yards, but keep an eye at the end because it's gonna be a two-horse race.
Yeah, Hermoso Hombre 11-1, Renegade Serenade for Lou Linder at 1-5. We figure the 1-5 is going to win, right? Didn't turn out that way. Hermoso Hombre at 11-1.
A big win for Maria Marquez and her whole family, and I actually caught up with her daughter Valentina on why this win's so important for their family.
Valentina, that's your mom's horse. How much fun has it been as a family getting to cheer on your horses?
It's really exciting. It's always really nerve-wracking, but it's always exciting and it's always good for the family. It brings us together, definitely.
Hermoso Hombre, a nice private purchase from Gulfstream. Hopefully the wins keep coming for Maria Marquez and her family. And we're going to go to another break, but we have more to talk about. It's going to be PA Day at the races on Monday with 4 more stakes races. Lots to talk about after this break.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll. This is how it goes. This is how you pop. This is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite. This is how you all night. 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We are headed to the best time of year. So we have Smarty Jones Day today, and then we're going to go right into Pennsylvania Day at the races, a full card of the best PA breds here in the state.
Yeah, 11 races, all Pennsylvania breds, Dani, several maiden special weights, several allowance races. The 11 race card has a total purses of $870,000. The 4 stakes races, 82 wins combined, $8.6 million in earnings. It is going to be a great card on Monday. And here's more with our man, Brian Sanfratello.
We're going to have a fantastic time. We have 11 races, $1 million in purses, 4 $100,000 stakes. We have FanDuel TVG coming in with Larry Colmus, and everything it's kicked off at about 12 noon. We have raffles and giveaways and a fantastic lunch, and we're looks like it's going to be a fantastic day. So we'll probably be on the turf. Cross your fingers, and we'll be moving in having a great day.
Thanks, Brian. It is going to be a great day of Pennsylvania breds here Monday. Make sure you come out. There's going to be some really cool raffles that we're going to talk about later in the show as well. But let's get to some eye on racing. So not only is there 6 races here at Parx today, it is Travers Day.
Yeah, there's another race going on. A whole bunch of races, grade 1s, all the best at Twisted Ride in the Forgo for Mike Moore. Love to see him do well, but the Travers is obviously a giant race, right? We have Dornick, who's the leader for the 3-year-old champion at the moment. We have Fierceness, last year 2-year-old champion. Sierra Leone, who's just, you think there's one with his name on it, but that's not the story. The story is the filly, Torpedo Anna. I don't know who's going to win this race, Dani. Here's what I can tell you. Her last work Saturday, and I sent it to you, It was awe-inspiring. She's ready, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Oh, me too. I'm so rooting for Twisted Ride, of course, to get his grade 1, but my heart's with that filly, too. I think she's going to do it. I believe in her.
Well, yeah, there's no reason not to. The numbers are not quite there, but, man, she is really good. On paper, a lot of speed. Could see her sitting third on the rail with Brian Hernandez, getting a good trip. Sierra Leone should set up nicely for him. Fierceness, I don't know, in and out. He never runs 2 good races in a row. And Dornick, nobody believes in this horse. All he does is keep winning.
Well, you want to know one fact? Nature. You can't deny nature. And in the wild, the mares lead the pack. And I think that's what's going to happen. That's what happened with Swiss Skydiver and Authentic in the Preakness. And I think it happens again.
And keep in mind, her next race is going to be here. Kenny McPeak has said definitively she's going to come to the Cotillion. But what if she wins and he gets $50,000 to run in the PA Derby? We shall see. It'd be great to see her win today.
Well, let's talk about the Smarty Jones Stakes. Let's give our picks. It's the 9th race on today's card, $200,000, 6-horse field. There's a maiden. There's a couple of hometown horses. I think logically you both landed on the same horse.
Yeah, Catalytic for Saffie Joseph is an unbelievable role. Remember, he got his career really started with his first grade 1 here. It's hard to believe 5 years ago now. Math Wizard won the PA Derby for John Finelli, but Catalytic is my horse. Second in the Florida Derby to Fierceness. If he can come back to that race, it's good enough. Saffie's 3rd in the country in wins. Only 2 people ahead of him, Steve Asmussen and Jamie Ness. He's having a year.
Let's see what Craig has to say. He's got some opinions. Here's more with Craig Donnelly.
What I'm hoping for first is in the 8th race at Parx on Saturday, the Catherine Sophia. I'm going to go with the Todd Pletcher horse, number 3, Corb. What I liked about her, she had not been out since October when she ran at Saratoga last month. She was allowed to settle early, drop back, made a real nice wide run on the turn, kept on coming. Now, that was a stake race for horses that hadn't won a stake. However, as I said, first race in many months. She closed strongly. 5 of the horses in that race had won their prior start. So I think it was a strong field. Also, Corb was beaten by a Pletcher stablemate. So I'm going to go with Corb and the Catherine Sophia.
All right. Travers,
what a terrific field. Really excellent. I'm not kidding. I've been following Sierra Leone all along. I'm going to stick with him. And what I like about it is I think he's had some unlucky trips. In 7 starts, he's never been beaten more than a length and a half. That's amazing. But also, the race sets up for him. Everybody who has talent in the race has some speed. He's going to be sitting back. Flavian Pratt, to me, is as good a rider as there is in the country. I think he's going to take advantage of a hot pace and a contested pace and run him down in the stretch.
And Monday's last PA day at the races, what do you got there, Craig?
Well, here, Flamingo Way came off a layoff here and won over this track just amazingly. It was first time LASIK. It wasn't that she beat so much, it's the way she did it. Well, she goes back and they send her to Presque Isle over synthetic. She only got beat a couple lengths, and you think, well, she lost at Presque Isle. That was a very tough field. The filly that ran second of Butch Reed's came back to win a stake at Colonial. And I like the fact Flamingo Way's back on LASIK. She's got some solid horses to beat, but I think she could be a real nice runner, get position inside, and I look for her to be prominent throughout and get the job done.
Oh, thanks, Craig. Well, hopefully we're all winners. Good luck to our local horses, but come on out. It's going to be a great day. Not only can you get this awesome cooler, we're going to be raffling off his Smarty Jones halter off his head. John Service went to get it from Smarty Jones. $20. The proceeds go to Turning for Home, a great cause. Tickets will be sold here. It's just going to be an unbelievable day, and we have the live broadcast from 3 to 5.
Yeah, and afterwards you can watch the Travers. What a cool day it is of racing.
It's going to be an awesome day. Well, good luck to all. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for watching us on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby.